I have a different approach to astrology, and it's based on the understanding that I have that sometimes too much data draws us away from wisdom. And I rather suspect that much of what is studied in today's astrology really is a distraction for the most part. And I'm talking about the use of very trivial things like fixed stars and asteroid points and so on and so forth. I'm not saying that they're not valid, because I think that they are valid. It's just that the prioritization of some very small aspects, if it excludes the full depth of appreciation for the more impactful aspects in astrology, I'm talking, it clouds the issue then. There's too much detail. You can't see the wood for the trees. So I'm much more in favor of a very, very simplistic approach to astrology. I use houses, but really not very much, because typically the ascendant degree isn't to be trusted unless somehow you've got a very inaccurate, imprecise time made precise by rectification. And most people don't. So we don't know where the ascendant is, and we don't know where the houses are there for, because of that, and because the house system has never been agreed. We don't know what house system is the best. It just doesn't check out. So I don't use the houses very much. I don't need to. The planets are archetypal energy forms, and the zodiac signs are ways in which those energy forms can bring things about. Atmospheric changes, clarity of will, desire, need, all of these fundamental energy forms that we all know about are more likely to shine in that particular window of Aries or that one of Taurus, So we've just said these are the windows through which these archetypal qualities will more readily shine, depending upon many other factors. And so we have the complexity of astrology. And it's not necessary to add too many of those factors to get to the heart of the matter. And I judge this to be what my clients want to talk about. They might not know that that's what they want to talk about, but there's a yearning inside to get this out and identified by giving it words. And that's what we can do as astrologers. So when I meet a client, I always look for one thing, and it's always there. I mean, if it isn't, in rarer cases where it isn't to be found, I'll back it up with a different planet. But primarily, the three planets, Uranus, Neptune and Pluto, I call them the holy trinity of astrology, because they represent archetypal principles of freedom for Uranus, creativity for Neptune, and evolution for Pluto. That's my simplistic approach to the outer planets. If you're having a transit from one of those planets to the lights, sun and moon, or the angles, ascendant, midheaven, that's what you want to talk about, really. If it's just finished or if it's just coming, you still want to talk about it. That's to be found in most horoscopes, because when people are going through that, they come to astrologers, as well as the fact that we very often go through these, very often once a year, and sometimes two at a time. Usually we're going into or out of one of those. If not those, then you can add Chiron or Saturn until you get the most telling transit of the moment. And that's what the client wants to talk about. So any astrology that diminishes our focus of attention on this transit at this time, it's just, you're not really doing the full work that you could be doing as a healer. And the healer really does need to address the most definite problem of the moment. And so an astrologer that doesn't focus right now on the transit that person is going through right now they're looking in the wrong direction. That's my point of view, and that's how I conduct my astrology. Very simplistic. And so I can teach people to read horoscopes within one session. If they're bright and attuned and they know a little bit already, I can just simplify it so easily. Look for the outer planet transits to the lights and the angles. Talk about nothing else. And when I say talk, I kind of mean listen. Shape the conversation by talking, but listen to what the client is saying about their outer planet transit. That's very deeply healing. I think astrology is the most sublime language for understanding the human psyche and our moods, our behaviors, our motivations. And that's his highest purpose. Prognostications about the future. I think that's possible, but I think it's possible using the extraordinary facility of having psychic awareness, which we can all develop, and applying that through the language of astrology. I don't think astrology itself is useful for predicting a particular future. It can identify a trajectory and extrapolate that to say, well, look, if you planted an apple seed, you're not going to get a pear tree. It can say that. It can just say what may be, what is probable. It can certainly say that. I think people misuse it. They think it's more definitive than that, and they don't bring their psychic powers to bear, which they must. Astrology is not a science, it's an art. It requires our active participation on the level of intuitive interpretation, which brings me to my love of Sabian symbols. Sabian symbols cannot be understood unless you're willing to trust your intuition, and then also be quite happy that somebody else has used their intuition in an entirely different way, and they see the symbol as meaning something quite different to what it means to you. That's its power. That doesn't limit its worth, that it expands its worth. You've got to trust that your intuition speaks to you. That's the soul's voice speaking to you. You've got to trust that and open up that facility of trust by practice. These are powers, skills you can learn, train yourself in. So if you can do that, then you can understand through astrology the prioritization of its influence. That's all I'm talking about. Don't get lost in piddling little insignificant details. Remember that the outer planet transits are the fundament, the holy trinity of astrology. If you're going through them, it's just like God is just claiming your attention now. Listen, you got to get this right. You've been getting it wrong. Stop. Get it right. It's that important. So to distract from people understanding that what they're going through right now is of that importance, that those distractions are harmful. Be careful who you listen to when it comes to soothsayers and astrologers. They're a motley bunch. Some of them are wonderful healers, and some of them are dangerous jinn spirits with mischievous, dark nonsense that they make you believe. Be careful.